What's the difference between strategy and tactics? Ask your team at a meeting this week and you'll likely get into a long and confusing debate. Why? New research with 400 talent leaders found that only 33.2% of organizations actually teach their managers how to recognize the difference between strategy and tactics. Is that important? Only if you'd like to have a job and a company to work for. A lack of strategy is the #1 cause of business failure. If your team is operating on tactics alone, you're simply not going to be around much longer. The original meaning of tactics is order, literally the ordering of formations on the battlefield. Chinese General Sun Tzu described the difference this way: all the men can see the tactics I use to conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which great victory is evolved. Fast forward to business today, and we see the two terms misused, confused, and abused in many different ways. The difference between strategy and tactics is often described as strategy is long-term and tactics are short-term. Wrong, bad, not right. While the two terms may adopt these characteristics at certain times, this is an inaccurate and incomplete way of explaining their meanings. The long-term and short-term descriptors for strategy and tactics may or may not apply. A strategy that successfully helps you achieve your goal in 2 months might be short-term compared to tactics you'll use for 2 years in maintaining competitive advantage. Using time as the criterion for distinguishing between strategy and tactics doesn't hold true. Strategy and tactics are both how, as in how you will achieve your goals and objectives. Strategy is how generally, and tactics is how specifically. Strategy is our path for going from where we are today to where we want to go, our goal. It's our general resource allocation plan to hit the goal. For example, a strategy might be to engage industry thought leaders to become advocates for our product. The tactics then are how specifically or tangibly we will do that. They might include items such as direct marketing letters, face-to-face meetings, key talking point scripts, and an iPad app. If your team is having trouble differentiating between strategy and tactics, they can use what I call the rule of touch. If you can reach out and physically touch it, it's a tactic. Since we can't see or physically reach out and touch strategy, it's often skipped in favor of going straight to tactics. Many of the business plans I review list goals, objectives, and then tactics. If you don't set strategy before tactics, then you have no way of intelligently changing course when you're not meeting your objectives. At that point, it becomes a game of tactical roulette, where you continually chamber a new tactic and pull the trigger in hopes that something sticks on the wall. Sooner or later, you're looking at a dead business. Visit strategyskills.com for additional resources on developing strategy and tactics, including books, live workshops, and online learning systems. Remember, be strategic or be gone.